Hello, how you doing? I wanted to hop on today to chat with you a little bit about flexibility. And today my family went out to a country museum to check out what's going on out there. The fall colors are just so beautiful. The trees are turning. It's beautiful out there. And I was thinking about our homeschool and really trying to decide, should we stay home and try to get our, official work done on the books, or should we spend our time learning in a more freestyle, open, just observation type of way, like just observing nature and enjoying each other and learning along the way. And what I wanted to share was, in homeschooling over the years, what I've learned is that when we're flexible and we're willing to shift, pull back a little when we need to, push forward when we need to in certain areas, it's so helpful because the kids have space to kind of just learn from different ways. And when we aren't super rigid, it's more exciting and fun. I know for me, when I'm trying to follow a strict schedule and it's just one thing after another, it becomes mundane and stressful, and then I start trying to avoid things that I don't want to do because I feel like I just have to do it. So I think it's like super important that we learn to be flexible. I know that we have these regulations that we want to meet a lot of times with homeschool, and we're like, well, how many hours did we work, and are we going to pass tests, and what standards are we meeting? But really, what I've learned is, at least in the early years of schooling, a lot of it is just absorption of material and absorption of exposure. So maybe like first grade, we're going to hit an area, but second grade, it's kind of review and building on it. And in third grade, we might hit more new concepts. But for the most part, it's a lot of like learn a lot, review a lot, learn a lot, review a lot. So I personally find it really helpful to take a step back and go places, enjoy opportunities you have to get out of the house. And the kids love it. I love it. Another area that I think is super important to be flexible in is in our homes. As moms, like, we kind of get this picture of how things should look and be, and the systems that should be in place. And as soon as we get really honed in on that particular routine that we might have set up, it can be really frustrating if it's not working out. But we have to remember that the people in our life around us are just people, and they all like to experience the world in different ways. So when we are flexible to allow things to flex and adjust and change and maybe not go the way we would expect, it just makes for a happier home, in my opinion. Relationships are the same way, right? Like, you might be in a relationship with your spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend or just like your kids, and you can't control them. Like, you really can't place expectations on another person and expect for them to really meet all of those expectations. In fact, we place expectations on ourselves that we can't meet. So it's just one of these big things in my life that I like to try to be flexible, and I like to not put my relationships in a box per se. So this just creates perspective, understanding another person's point of view, and it's when we can like pull back from like just today and see the big picture, a lot more gets accomplished when we're flexible. And it also creates grace. We can give grace in our relationships and understanding when we're able to be flexible. So that's kind of what's been on my mind today. And I'd love to hear how maybe your day had to be flexible somehow. What changed? Maybe you had an expectation of what was going to happen, but everything kind of went a different direction. And I'd love to hear how your day changed and how you chose to be flexible. So throw that in the comments if you want, or you can send me a message, and I'd love to hear about it. Bye, guys.